is solar energy dangerous? So when it's coming through from those panels, is it actually dangerous at all? Is it just like a car battery? You've got that battery storage. Is it like just 12 volts? Can you touch it? Well, let's take a little look. All right, so what we got here is a standard array of panels. We're going to go for 5 panels on this array. So firstly, we've got to work out the voltage on each panel. So we count them all up. We've got 39.5 volts on each panel in the string, and that all goes to the inverter. Now, the voltage that's coming through those cables is a cumulative voltage of all those panels put together, which works out 197.5 volts. So we then go back to the ends of the cable. So we got the female and the male there. Usually they connect into the inverter and they complete the string once that's plugged into the inverter. However, you don't want to plug them together right now while they're under load because they will arc. So right now they are producing energy. However, if you are touching one end of the circuit only and not completing the loop, you won't get a shock, you won't get any voltage coming through. However, if you were to complete those 2 cables and hold your fingers on each end together, you're then going to cause an arc, which we can see there. So if you had your fingers on both ends of those cables, that circuit would be completed through you and you would be the one getting electrocuted. So you can see here how heavily they arc when they're generating electricity. Look at the size of that arc. The electricity can ionize the air and jump between the 2 cables, causing a huge spark. Now the arc between those 2 cables is around 3000 degrees centigrade. The cause of fire on a lot of solar installations is usually poor connections on the DC cable, and you can see why. Unlike AC current, DC current always flows in one direction, so the arc can be much larger than you'd find on an AC current where it's pulling back and forth. DC current's always flowing in the same direction, allowing the ionized air to cause a large arc between the 2 separated points. So in conclusion, solar energy is super dangerous and we need to be super careful. Make sure that you do not touch or cut those DC cables in your loft if you have a solar installation, and great care has to be taken that if you're putting things up and down in the loft, that you don't damage those DC cables over time, you don't stand on them. And definitely don't work on solar unless you know what you're doing.